Hey Josh, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Um, Last year at this, well, not this time, but after your season ended, you went into the off season saying that the loss was going to sting until you put your pads back on. Given the fact that this team and you advanced two games further, what is the sting going into this off season, and is it as tough as it was a year ago?
I mean, yeah. I definitely think it's, if not more, um, falling a game short of your goals. It's never fun, and I guess like moving forward from here, if you don't win the whole thing, you're gonna have these type of feelings and these types of emotions. Um, a lot to learn from, a lot to grow from. Um, as a team, we'll use it. We'll use it the right way. I got no doubt in that, and the guys in this locker room. And I know every year's different, and you're going to have different players and different teammates. But the foundation that our front office, our coaching staff, our Kim and Terry have laid here for us, that's not going to change, and we got to continue to trust the process and follow in coach's footsteps, and just try to be better. And we know we have to get better, and it showed last night. We didn't play how we should have, could have, would have played, and that's what hurts the most, is knowing that we didn't put our best product on the field. And it is what it is. Hats off to the Chiefs and what they were able to do last night, and that's a really, really good football team. It's won a lot of games this year for a reason, and they're the defending Super Bowl champs for a reason. So there's no excuse to why we didn't do it, and other than we gotta go out there this offseason and get better and find ways to improve in every area that we can.
And just the last thing from me is Cole revealed to us that he was playing with a partially broken fibula. How, I'm sure you're aware of it. What do you make of a guy playing on a partially broken leg through three playoff games?
Yeah, I mean, just the grit that he played with, and I said that, I think, going back to the Indianapolis game, might have even been the game before it. Yeah, there's the Indianapolis game. Just him kind of hobbling around out there and refusing to come out and trying to find ways to help this team win football games. And that's the type of locker room that we have. And guys see it, guys look up to it, and guys want to play for each other when you go out there and you put your body on the line for one another. So a lot of guys this year, played hurt and didn't say anything. And but when you got like I said, a locker room that cares for each other and loves each other like this, that's kind of in the back of your head when you're out in the field, and you play for each other.
Good stuff. Hopefully we can all do this in a locker room or in person next year. But have a good off season, Josh.
Thank you.
Hi, Josh.
How's it going, Vic?
All right, buddy. And let me say it first. Thank you for, under these circumstances, what you, your teammates, and others who regularly did these Zooms and did them as well as I think you could, means a lot. And I know others agree on this, but you should know how important that is in helping us do what we do.
Thank you.
Josh, Trey White talked about this earlier. Do you see the Chiefs? For years, we always talked about the Patriots and that whole division thing to overcome. You did that this year. Have the Chiefs established themselves as sort of this new gold standard for you guys to have to overcome?
I mean, they've hosted 3 AFC championship games in a row and back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. And, that's what every team wants. And, they play with a lot of energy. They play with a lot of fun. It seems like their locker room really cares about each other too. And, I can't say enough good things about how they play on the field. And, they did a good job last night. And I guess that's kind of everybody's want, is to be what they are right now, and to have that sustained success over the last few years, to have a quarterback like that who gives you a chance no matter what point, he's feeling, he's healthy, unhealthy, whatever it is. I think that's what every team would want, is to be in consecutive Super Bowls and have the ability to win multiple Super Bowls. So that's something that we gotta, step back and look at. And, we don't want to be them. We don't want to be anybody else, but we want to be the best versions of ourselves here. And we think that's good enough.
And a lot of media chatter, fan chatter throughout, especially last night, that you and Mahomes going to be going head to head for a long time to come. That the expectation is that you guys are at that level. How do you see that, A, and B, how much, because they did beat you twice this year as a team, how much of a gap do you see between the Bills and the Chiefs?
I mean, it's hard to speculate that. And again, I said it earlier, when you don't play your A game against a team that shows up every game and plays their A game, it's hard to win that way. But again, they had a really good plan for what we did. And again, they're in the Super Bowl for a reason, and they found a way and we didn't. And that's the end of the story.
Should have asked you this first. How is your dad? The report was that he had COVID, was hospitalized. What can you say about an update?
Yeah, he's home now. He's doing better, isolating himself from the rest of the family. And, it's kind of ran its course through my family. I think all my siblings have already had it. And I guess now my parents have had it. But obviously it's nothing to joke around with. And, where they're doing their part to stay isolated and stay away from it. But he's doing better. Thank you for asking, Vic.
Okay, best to all of them, and thank you, Josh.
Hey, Josh, after the game, we saw a couple shots of you and Stefon Diggs hugging each other as the clock was ticking down to 0, and then we saw a shot of Stefon Diggs as the only Bills player left watching the Chiefs raise that trophy for the AFC Championship game as they won it all. What does that say about Stefon Diggs just as a competitor, as he's standing there as the only Bills player left? And what were those conversations that you had with him after the game?
I mean, it just shows that, his competitive nature, wanting to feel those emotions, wanting to use those emotions this offseason and next season going forward, so he doesn't have to experience that again. And, I know why he didn't or why he did it. And, it's definitely going to fuel him, and, our embrace, just telling him how much I loved him, what he meant to me, and that we got some work to do. There's no doubt in my mind that we'll be back, and some other things that I'll keep between me and him.
And I know you touched on the feeling of losing against the Texans in the playoffs versus this loss, and still feeling a sense of upsetness and wanting more in this season, and rightfully so. But what are you proud of? What can you hang your hat on from this season and use it as positive fuel for next season?
Yeah, and I'm proud of how our guys fought to the very end. There's a few key games this year that we just found ways to win football games, and we played really good complementary football, up until that game last night. And just every experience and every game that we can be in, it allows us to learn and grow from it, and to have those 3 extra games this offseason or this postseason is gonna help us out. And we're by no means done. Next year is gonna be, I'm super excited already, and super excited about this whole process of feeling this hurt and this pain, and letting it fuel me, and using it in the right way, and focusing everything that I have towards trying to become better and trying to be the best version of myself, and the best quarterback for this team, in order to help us win football games. And I get the feeling that's how a lot of guys feel right now, and we're not satisfied, obviously. And I feel like I'm learning this lesson now, but unless you win the whole thing, you're not satisfied with how it ended. There's always things you could have done better, and hindsight is 2020, and that's what sucks about it. But again, we'll learn from it, we'll grow from it, and we'll be better from it.
Thanks, Josh. Rest up and have a great off season.
Thank you, Maddie.
Hey, Josh. Yeah, I want to echo Vic's sentiments too. Thanks for doing this, and especially after yesterday. You know, we don't have to talk about what your feelings are for Brian Daboll because, you know, we've covered that in detail. But what was it like going through that process of the playoffs as you guys are winning and having this huge season and all of this kind of extra stuff with him, you know, with head coaching jobs and everything like that? What was that kind of like? And was it a distraction at all at any point, or were you guys able to not make it that?
No, it wasn't a distraction at all. To say that I'm extremely surprised he didn't get a chance to be a head coach. You know, he's one of the greatest dudes I've ever been around, one of the greatest coaches I've ever been around, and he means so much to me, and I know his time will come, and I am super excited and glad to have him back next year and just to keep this thing rolling. And I know he's got the same feelings and the same fire to come out next year and try to get the results done that we want to get done. And you know, I'm excited, like I said. But no, I don't think any of that was any type of distraction for us at all.
Mm-hmm. And you know, what was the moment like yesterday? I mean, obviously not the result you wanted, but you know, we've talked in the past about, like, you know, checking boxes. You played in so many big games this year. I mean, your whole team has. What was the moment like, and how do you guys think you handled the moment?
I mean, it was obviously a cool experience of being in it and being in Arrowhead with the fans and how loud it got. And you know, as a kid, that's kind of the feeling that you'd expect being in that moment. And you kind of try to take it in and enjoy it, but at the same time, go out there and try to play your best. And obviously, we didn't do that last night, and we got to find ways to try to win that game. But just wasn't our night, and we know that, and we understand that. And again, we'll use it. And you know, I got, like I said, no doubt that we'll be back, and this team's gonna fight and use this as fuel.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh, it's Kim Jones.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
Good, thank you. And thanks for doing this always. Your Zooms are awesome, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
I don't want to turn it into some analysis of you here. I really don't, but it almost strikes me that you're so hard on yourself. And I just wonder, in a season where you played so beautifully, won so many games, did what so-called experts said you couldn't with the completion percentage going way, way up, will you take a moment, even if you don't want to do it on this Zoom with us, to at least allow yourself to exhale that you accomplished an awful lot in your third year as an NFL quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't happen anytime soon for me to kind of feel that way. And the reason being is we didn't accomplish our main goal. And I'm not a individual award type of guy. I'm not a statistic type of guy, but I am a team-oriented type guy that wants to win football games and ultimately wants to win Super Bowls and win championships. And like I said, we didn't get that done yesterday. And just so many different plays running through my mind that I could have done something different on and helped our team and put us in a better situation to try to win that game last night. And I have a feeling those plays will be stuck in my head for a long time, and probably till we start playing again. And I don't want this to be a broken record of looking back and saying we could have done something different. And you know, we got to find ways to win, and that's, you know, playing as plain and simple as I can get.
Josh, I've called you the most self-aware quarterback I've covered in a long time doing this, because you do say, I have to be better. It's not we always with you. You know, you'll take ownership of mistakes. Is there one from yesterday that particularly sits in your craw, a missed opportunity on the field?
Well, it was a drive in the second quarter. It was we checked to a zero call, and you know, I had Cole that was just kind of sitting there, and instead of throwing it to him, I tried to bait the corner into getting down and trying to force a hole shot. Fortunately, it wasn't picked, but the next play was third down. we ran one after that, and then it was 3rd down and 4, and missed Steph on a stop route, and those are the ones I don't miss. And my mechanics got a little out of me at that moment, and just one of those drives that we could have extended and put ourselves in a situation to try to score. But those are the 2 on the top of my head right now, and they're not big in the grand scheme of things, but they add up, and I know that, I understand that, and it just wasn't good football from me in that first half. And like I said, hindsight's 20/20, and if I could change things, I would. But you can't. You live and you learn, and I definitely will learn.
Thank you very, very much, Josh.
Thanks, Kim.
Dr. Josh Mookie Hawkins, Buffalo Sports 1080. How's it going, man?
I'm good, Mook. How you doing?
I'm good. Just to follow up what Kim was saying, in that sequence in the second quarter, on 3rd and 2, right before that timeout, were you going to try to go up the middle of the right there? Because it seemed like nobody was there in the middle of the field before that timeout was called. Was that your mindset going into that particular play?
On which play was that?
On 3rd and 2, when you called the timeout, right before the timeout, yeah, moved the guy out on motion, and the middle was completely wide open. Were you thinking of just keeping it right then and there and attacking the middle with it being so wide open before that timeout?
Yeah, I'm trying to get that play figured out. Is it the second quarter, you said?
In the second quarter, right? Yeah, y'all was inside the red, and the timeout was called. I think the time was running down while Coach called.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. The crowd got a little loud there, and we were trying to check out into a different pass play, but that running inside wasn't really my thought process on that play. But looking back, it probably would have been a good play.
Absolutely, man. Hey, the 2020 Bills, man, y'all came out of nowhere. No one in the outer world would have even thought that y'all guys would finish one game away from the Super Bowl. So next year, you will not be a surprise. How do you get better to make sure that you guys finish amongst the elite again next year?
Well, you keep diving into your playbook. You keep watching film. You keep working on mechanics, and that's what I'll be doing this offseason. Trying to fine-tune my game, and like I said, try to be the best version of myself, the best quarterback that I can be for this Bills team.
Hey, Josh Allen, man, you've been your quarterback play has been a breath of fresh air for the city, man, and it's a good sign for the years to come, man. Good luck on your journey, and have a healthy offseason.
Thank you, Mook.
Hey, Josh, it's Jay with the Buffalo News. I'll echo what a lot of others have said. Appreciate your time all season doing these. Offensive line for you guys, you're looking at the possibility of some uncertainty with John and Daryl both being free agents. I know that particularly with John that you've grown pretty close in his couple of years here. What would you like to see happen up front in terms of continuity in building or continuing to work on the relationship that you've built with those guys and really the whole group up front?
It's not really my job or what I get paid for. All I can say is I love my guys. I really do. Daryl was nails for us. He's been awesome this year. And again, I grew close with him. I grew close with John over the last couple of years. And obviously love to see both of them back and continue to do what we were doing. And those are 2 guys that really helped this offensive line. And they were, really, really good throughout the entire year. And you talk about Daryl, who against the Steelers played against, TJ Watt and, did a fantastic job, and just guy that consistently does his job. And then you got John, who's extremely fiery and just continues to do the right things. And however it plays out, is yet to be seen. But I love both those guys, and would love to continue to have that rapport and that relationship and the camaraderie that we have on this offensive line right now.
And then the run game last night in particular, and really for the season with Devin, I got the sense from him that it was a bit of a frustrating season in his second year. Where do you think you can improve in that category? And obviously, you guys finished second in scoring offense, so you were doing well moving the ball through the air. But in a game like last night, where it wasn't as easy through the air, would it have been beneficial to maybe be able to get a little bit more support from the run game, and how do you improve that moving forward?
I I'm not really sure. I mean, we threw it a lot this year, and Dable has done a lot of statistics on, the more efficient types of play calling and first and second down, and again, finishing second in scoring is no slouch. Obviously, we'd love to get the run game going each and every game, but again, with a team that just continues to score like the Kansas City offense, you got to be able to match that. And sometimes with running the ball, that takes the clock away, makes it a longer game or a shorter game, and you got to score points to keep up with them. So, I appreciate our guys, and they run the ball hard, and Motor's fantastic out of the backfield catching passes too, and TJ did a really good job last night. So again, we'll work on it, and we'll find ways to be better at it for sure.
Thanks, Josh. Have a good offseason.
Thank you as well.
Hey, Josh, really glad to hear that your dad is doing well, first of all. And second of all, thank you for what you did for helping out with me with Eric's foundation last month as well. It was really nice of you to do that. I just want to say that.
Thank you. No problem.
Now, going into the off season, first of all, how healthy are you? Do you want to, kind of tell us, what's going on with your body? I know it's been a long season, but also what does the next few months look like for you? Because obviously it's a little bit of a different year here with everything going on. I know you usually go out and work with, Jordan and Sam and those guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of remains to be seen. I don't think I'm going to be heading out here in the next few days, but we'll figure it out. Body's feeling good, some bumps and bruises from last night, but nothing crazy. I felt like I did a really good job with my group last off season and making sure that my body was doing what I needed to do in the off season and making sure I was flexible and still strong. And, my trainer out there, Naomi, she did a really good job with the group that we had. And then coming here, and our strength staff did a really good job with making sure that we were working on what we needed to work on. And our training staff did a good job of keeping us healthy. And when we weren't, they did a good job of getting us back to getting healthy. So, it's just kind of trusting that process. And again, I'm not a medical expert or a training expert, but surrounding yourself around people that know what they're doing and trusting them, and it helps. And I definitely think we got the best in the business in this facility as far as weight room and training room goes. And I think that's why you saw, like, our, knock on wood, but our injuries this year were really good, and we did a good job of staying healthy and guys getting back on the field. So hats off to our guys here.
All right, man. Have a good off season, and my best to your family.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey, Josh, Adam Benini. I realize you are just decompressing from an AFC Championship game, but I don't know when we're going to get the chance to talk to you again. So I asked this with that perspective. You had told me, I think around the time we were doing the story on the donations, the children's and your grandmother's memory, that you never wanted to leave here. A lot's been made that the window's open for a new contract for you this offseason. Have you given any thought to that? And would you just assume get that done sooner rather than later?
No, I haven't really even thought about that at all. I've been so focused on trying to do my job for the Bills, and whatever happens. Obviously, I'm not stressing about it. I'm just, like I said, trying to be the best quarterback for this team, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess.
What do you think you proved this year with your overall performance in that?
I mean, I proved, that they didn't make a mistake by drafting me going back a few years ago, and I got to continue to go out there and have that same mindset. And I'm just trying to help this team win with whatever and whichever way that I can.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate everything this year, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh. Good to see you. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
One player that we heard about the least this season is Jake Fromm. I bet it was a unique rookie season for him with everything going on COVID-wise. How much were you able to see him throughout the year, and how much do you think he's grown throughout the season?
I mean, he's grown a lot, and, I told him today we actually were able to sit a little closer than usual, but I just said, well, Jake, weird rookie year, man. This is not normal. And, he agreed, and our guys were able to talk to him a little bit, but the way that he handled it was awesome. And to be asked to kind of separate yourself from the team and be by yourself during practice and to sit 30 feet away from everybody in the meeting room. And, it was weird. It was tough. It was, again, just a weird rookie year that he got through. And, he did an awesome job on game days and keeping an eye out for things and coming up to me and just kind of relaying some information. So, he's a young kid. He's extremely smart, and he's only gonna grow and learn from this situation.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on a great season and have a good off season.
All right, thank you, Dante.